this man receives sinners and eats with them. All right. So Jesus knew the audience that he had. So he gives 3 parables to deal with sinners, lost people, and complainers. The first parable, he says, which one of you having 100 sheep, if one gets lost, does not leave the 99 and goes into the distance, the dark, and the wilderness, and searches until he finds that one lost sheep, does not scold it, does not fuss at it, but puts it on his shoulder and bring him back home. And when he finds this lost sheep, he calls all of his friends and have a homecoming party. And I won't try to preach that, but God wants the church to take note that this shepherd, number one, unlike Harry Blake, knew how many sheep he had. The average pastor doesn't know how many members they have. I'll tell you what. Ask the president of the choir how many people in the choir, and he'll tell you about. But this shepherd knew exactly how many sheep he had, and he knew when one was missing. And not only did he know when one was missing, he knew which one was missing. And that's an area where we are lacking in our churches. We don't know who's missing. And in many cases, don't care. So what Jesus said, I want you, Jesus saying to his hearers, these complainers, I want you to understand God's attitude toward the lost. Now watch this. Nowhere in these parables is the lost called sinners. He doesn't call the lost sheep sinners. He just said the lost. Because all of us are sinners. Gamblers ain't the only people in this neighborhood who are sinners. Gospel singers are sinners. Gospel preachers are sinners. And then he goes on to give another example of God's attitude among the lost. He says, now what one who has 10 pieces of silver and loses 1 piece, does not light a candle, sweep the house until she finds that one lost coin. Unless I keep you too long in the introduction. And then he moves, watch this. And there is a certain man who had a young son who came unto him and said to him, Father, divide unto me my portion of my inheritance. And he took his journey and went into a far country and wasted his living, his substance in riotous, unwise living. And there arose a famine in that land, and he came to himself and said, I must arise and go to my father. And while he was coming home, his father saw him a great way off and ran and met him and told the servants, bring the robe, bring the sandals, and kill the fatted calf and let's have a party. Talking about lost stuff. Now let's look at this other son that we don't look at much. 25. Now his older son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing and merriment and partying and celebration. Now, I do want to say this too. Worship service ought to be a spiritual part. God is not interested in funerals, but he is interested in such stuff as wedding celebrations and receptions and birthday parties. Because Jesus never attended a funeral without breaking it up. And that's why I've been trying to get Jesus into Mount Canaan, because on Sunday mornings we have funerals. We have people, and not here now, I noticed not here. We have people in Mount Canaan who come to church and fold their arms and look around, and if anybody say amen, go ahead. Worship experience ought to be a celebration. There ought to be a loud noise. There ought to be a dancing. There ought to be a raising of the hand. There ought to be some hallelujah. There ought to be a celebration when we come to God's house. The church is too noisy for you. Please don't go there. There's going to be a lot of praise making in it. There's going to be a lot of noise making in heaven. The elder son, when his brother came home, was in the field. And when he gets home, close to the house, he hears the band playing, and he hears the noise and the celebration, and he gets mad as soon as he hears all of that, because what he thought had really happened. That old scoundrel has come home. Now watch this. This part, watch me now. This part of the parable is directed toward the Pharisees and the scribes and those who complain. Let me bring it a little closer. Jesus was speaking to us church folk. The younger son left home and hobnobbed with harlots and wasted his money on drugs and drinks and at the boat. How that got in there. And the oldest, watch it now, the oldest son stayed at home. But his mind and his heart was in the field.